Roger.
Billy's coming in.
Excellent. Get in, get a range. Cromwell, get here at range, dude. I'll be calling primaries, but ignore them if you see Scorp. You can start locking that guy up and shooting him, but waiting for something better. Yeah, they're letting your Drakes decloak first. They'll start shooting primer 2 and a Drake. Alright, Ed Trench Megathron. Ed Trench Megathron is primary. Ed Trench and a Megathron is primary. Be ready for Scorps. Ed Trench and a Megathron's primary.
Both Scorpions
Scorpion, field, 2 Scorpions.
Get points, call points on the Scorpion.
Point on Hell, point on Hell.
Hell's perm is now primary. Oop, never mind. Keep primary on Ed Trench. Ed Trench is primary. Secondary will be negative status in the Megathron. Negative status in the Megathron will be secondary. Primary is Ed Trench. He's going down. Ed Trench is down. Primary is now negative status in the Megathron. Negative status in the Megathron. Secondary will be Jesse James in the Megathron. Negative status in the Megathron is primary. Akama Low needs reps. Negative status is primary. Secondary will be Jesse James. Primary is negative status. I want DPS on negative status, not on Jesse James. Primary is negative status. Alright, lock up Tentaki. Let's get RR. Primary is negative status. Secondary is Jesse James. Primary is now Jesse James. Get reps on Tentaki. Very nice. Don't waste too much cap. Keep an eye on him. Primary is Jesse James. Secondary will be Damien Kills Nafoon. Damien Kills Nafoon is secondary. Let's keep some nice reps. Tentaki is holding fine. Jesse James going down. Secondary is Damien Kills Nafoon. Damien Kills Nafoon is secondary. Damien Kills Nafoon is now primary. Damien Kills Nafoon is now primary. Secondary will be Francis Moran and Armageddon. Francis Moran and Armageddon is secondary. Damien Kills is primary. We are holding Tentaki up. Don't waste too much cap on him. Just put a rep or 2 on and switch it. Damien Kills is primary. Secondary will be Francis Moran in an Armageddon. Primary is Damien Kills in a Typhoon. Damien Kills in a Typhoon is going down. Alright, now Francis is primary. Get out, that's fine. Primary is Francis. Francis is primary. Francis is primary in an Armageddon. Secondary will be Sniper 13 in an Armageddon. Primary is Francis Moran in an Armageddon. Let's keep some light reps on Tentaki. Primary is Francis Moran. Secondary is Sniper 13. Primary is Francis Moran in an Armageddon. Francis Moran is just about down. Our secondary will be Sniper 13 in an Armageddon. Our Sniper 13 in an Armageddon is now our primary. Sniper 13 is our primary. Secondary will be Wick 51 in a Megathron. Wick 51 in a Megathron will be secondary. Wick 51 in a Megathron will be secondary. Primary is Sniper 13 in an Armageddon. He is down. Our primary is now Wix. Wix 51 in a Megathron is now our primary. Our secondary will be Sav Varen in a rope. Sav Varen in a rope is our secondary. Spread your points. Spread your points. Spread your points. Keep a little bit of light reps on Tentaki.
Point on the Abaddon, Burkhardt.
Great. Call your points and spread them.
Got a point on Zoku and a Drake.
Alright. Primary is now the rope. Primary is Sa and a rope. Secondary is, please someone say we have a point on. Actually, I'll just start calling. Burk is secondary. Burkhardt is secondary in the Abaddon. Burkhardt is secondary in Abaddon. Who had the point again on Burkhardt? Please say your name.
Jitsu.
Jitsu, you keep point. The other people, switch your points. Alright. Roger, primary is Sa in a rope. Primary is Sa in a rope. Secondary is Burkhardt in the Abaddon. Primary is Sa Varen in a rope. Make sure you broadcast for armor. Primary is Sa in a rope. Primary is Sa in a rope. He's almost down. Secondary Burkhardt in the Abaddon will be secondary. Burkhardt in the Abaddon will be secondary. Doesn't look like they're really bailing, guys, so we're still going. Burkhardt in the Abaddon is primary. Burkhardt in the Abaddon is primary. Secondary will be opens pulls. DeRoss these reps. Roger, make sure you broadcast. Lock up DeRoss. Excellent. Yes, alright, thank you. Burkhardt is primary. Secondary is opens pull. Get reps on DeRoss. DeRoss for reps. He's holding up. Alright, opens pull is now primary. Opens pull is now our primary. Our secondary will be opens pull in the Abaddon. Opens pull in the Abaddon. Secondary will be Whoopa and a Hurricane. Whoopa and a Hurricane will be secondary.
Whoopa's
Primary is Open's pull. Let's keep some nice reps on DeRoss. He's only the Thorax, but he's taking fire for us because he's a champ.
Yeah!
Alright, primary's now Whoopa. Primary's now Whoopa and a Hurricane. Primary's Whoopa and a Hurricane. Let's keep DeRoss repped up. Whoopa is primary. Secondary will be Ember and a Drake. Ember and a Drake. Ember, Vikos, and a Drake is secondary. Ember, Vikos, and a Drake is primary. Secondary will be Bruno and a Drake. Ember is now primary. Ember is now your primary. Keep reps on D. Ross. Primary is Ember and a Drake. Ember and a Drake is primary. Secondary is Bruno. Secondary is Bruno and a Drake. Tertiary is Crix and a Drake. Roger.
Tertiary is pointed. I'm down.
Primary is Bruno and a Drake. Primary is Bruno and a Drake. Primary is Bruno and a Drake. Broadcaster reps, we held that cruiser up a long time, guys. Good work. Primary is Bruno and a Drake. Secondary is Crix and a Drake. Primary is Bruno and a Drake. Who needs reps? Broadcast. Japa, Roger. Get... Lock up Enterprise and Dapa. Primary is Bruno and a Drake. Secondary is Crix. Get reps on Charge, approach Chakras, Taj, approach Chakras, put your micro warp drive on, approach Chakras, you're out of our rep range. Primary is Crix, Taj, approach Chakras. You need to burn towards Chakras, you're burning away. Primary is Crix. Secondary will be Navarre Wong and a Hurricane is secondary. Navarre Wong and a Hurricane is secondary. Let's get reps on Taj. Good, he's in range. Reps on Taj. Primary is Navarre Wong and a Hurricane. Navarre Wong and a Hurricane is now primary. Secondary will be negative status and a Hurricane. Secondary is negative status and a Hurricane. Primary is Dapa. Primary is Navarre Wong. Primary is Navarre Wong. Reps on Dapa. Want more reps on Dapa. Primary is now negative status. Negative status Megatron is primary. We are holding up reps on Dapa. Primary is negative status in a Megatron. Negative status in a Megatron is primary. Broadcast if you need reps. For negative status is primary. Roger, Snaky Bat is... Actually, secondary is Sojnoy. Sojnoy is secondary. Sojnoy is secondary. Enterprise, get out with your areas if you need to, or burn into Chakras for reps. Primary is Sojnoy. Sojnoy is primary. Secondary will be Sneaky Bat. Alright. Sojnoy is now primary. Sojnoy and a Drake. Sojnoy and a Drake is primary. Secondary, Sneaky Bat and a Drake. Primary, Sojnoy and a Drake. Secondary, Sneaky Bat and a Drake. Sneaky Bat and a Drake is now primary. Sneaky Bat and a Drake is now primary. Secondary will be Pidgey and a Drake. Pidgey and a Drake is secondary. Primary, Sneaky Bat and a Drake. Secondary is Pidgey and a Drake. Keep a few light reps on Dapa there. Primary is Sneaky Bat and a Drake. Secondary will be Pidgey and a Drake. I'm sorry, Enterprise, for fucking up the reps there. Too much multitasking. Primary, Sneaky Bat. Alright. Primary is now Drake and a Drake? What? Okay, that must be bugged.
Did he leave?
Keon and the Drake is primary. Keon Kuhn and the Drake is primary.
Point on Sync and the Drake.
Roger. Get Sync and the Drake is now primary. They're warping away, guys. Get points of what you can. They're at range.
I post Scorpion's jam.
Scorpion.
Excellent.
Oh!
Navy issue, guys. Now is time to abandon your guards and put out your wardens. We are going to be hitting some of that stuff at range. Sync Ver is now primary. Sync Ver is now primary in the Drake. Roger, Ed Trench is second. Ed Trench is now primary. Ed Trench is now primary. Secondary will be Sync Ver. Secondary will be Sync Ver. Primary is Ed Trench and a Drake. Ed Trench and a Drake is primary. Thank you. Ed Trench is gone. Point what we can. If you can hit the Scorpion, X-Scoopy is at range.
Point on him.
Roger, Scoopy is primary. Escupio, get DPS on Escupio and a Scorpion. Escupio and a Scorpion is primary. Get your wardens on him, drop him. After that, we'll be going for the Drake. Zaph and a Drake. Zaph and a Drake will be secondary. Looks like he is out.
He's gone.
Loop the field, guys. What a fight!
Amazing.
You guys are
Let's
welcome.
get
You guys
this
are welcome
stuff
to get to
in.
that fight.
Alright, we want to be looting soon. I want someone fast. Enterprise, can you please get into Tama and keep eyes? I want to know if they're coming back.